Hi, today's question is, what are beliefs and why is it important to know about beliefs and to question them? Welcome and thank you for watching. So beliefs are thoughts which are repeated and which are also cemented in with some kind of emotion, usually. And a belief can be formed at any time in your life, but especially during childhood. And it can come from observation, from experience, from something you were told, something you heard, or some conclusions you made for yourself. And this belief is formed with a thought. And by repeating that thought constantly, it gets cemented into your subconscious. And that's where it's like stays almost forever, unless something happens, which is like stopping you in your tracks, which is creating problems and which shows you that this belief might no longer be helpful. But the thing is, very often when this happens is that you are not even aware of this belief because it's so deep, it's so unconscious that you don't know that you carry this belief. And that's it, where my work and also the upcoming course is so beautiful. The Thetahealing course is so beautiful because you will learn to access your subconscious and dig for these beliefs and like reprogram them for beneficial ones. And also, this is such an efficient and nice and easy process to do because we're no longer just scratching on the surface. We're really going deep. And by going deep, it doesn't mean that we are going to revivify any trauma or any, that we're going to spend hours and hours in anything bad that happened in your life. No, it's simply like visiting this moment or this belief, actually. And by doing so, you will also find what kept or what this belief was good for, what kind of strategies you had in your life, where this belief was so helpful. And beliefs only get unhelpful in your life when you see something is no longer working that way. And as we are constantly changing, especially the last few years, we really witnessed big changes in the world, but also in ourselves. As we are constantly changing, it's so important to allow also our beliefs to change and to allow ourselves to change in a good way, to release so many old stuff, so many sorrows, so many griefs, so much guilt or resentment or rejection or whatever happened in your life. It's really time to let that go for good. And this is by using the theta healing method. This is such an elegant way to do it. And it's also so beautiful because you can practice it on yourself, which is really nice. So what about these beliefs? It's really this automated thing. It's like a set of beliefs in ourselves. It can also be values. And we navigate with these, even if we're not aware of them. And the ones which we are not aware of are the ones which are, they're simply buried deep, and they're, as long, it's like a car. You don't need to know all how this engine works in the last detail. We're just happy as it drives. And it's the same with us. We don't need to know every single reaction we have in life, why this is caused and why everything happens the way it does, as long as it drives, as long as life is good and we are happy with the way we live. But when the engine starts to strike, when things are not going smoothly, then it's time to get help or get like an insight into this engine and find where is what is no longer working accordingly, what is no longer working because maybe I've changed the ground. I'm using a SUV on a motorway, and it's not necessary here. So maybe we could change tires. We could maybe change vehicle. Well, the body, we can't change our body, but we can make new choices so that our life gets easier again with the choices we made and with the changes we've made. And that's all about this. It's not about digging for problems we don't have. It's really when you face an obstacle and when you want to like have an easy way to like solve your own struggles and have a different perspective on life. That's a nice thing. And what's also different to like other methods like hypnotherapy, hypnosis or self-hypnosis is that with theta healing, you include some spirituality. You connect with something bigger, some creative force, some big intelligence, some source, light, power, love, whatever you want to call it, God. And that makes it so much more, what's the right word here? You feel so much less alone, and you get such a much bigger perspective on your life because you're like stepping out of your own drama and you get a bigger perspective on this. It's almost like a soul level, which soul level perspective, which you access by using this technique. And that's the beauty, which I like a lot, because it makes it less, how should I say that? It's just a bigger picture which you get. And for me, it's very touching because you touch your own soul and you can also touch people's soul by using this technique. And that's not meant to be in an invasive way, but in a very gentle, in a very open way, it's like opening a door, and letting people choose whether they want to walk through it, whether they want to explore it or not. So that's how I see it. And it's helped me a lot to find so many answers where I was unsure also about other things, and also connecting with natural sciences. I'm a veterinarian originally, and I love medicine. I loved physiology, biochemistry, all these connections, anatomy, and all that stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool to learn to know how a body works and what's going on inside. And for me, this mind part, where I could explain all these phenomena which are outside of science, all this intuitive stuff, which is here, but there's no scientific. We don't learn this at university, the intuitive stuff. And that's where I found a good system for me to explain many things which are not explained in the normal science, so to say. And it helps me a lot to understand things. So that's the thing. That's the thing about beliefs, and why it's quite cool to learn about your subconscious belief and to learn to access them for yourself, but also for your clients. Have a wonderful day. Bye.